Our speaker this morning has a national reputation. He is a New Jersey Assemblyman in the 26th District. That's our district. To us, he is a Morris Plains neighbor, a coach, and a friend. I introduce proudly Jay Weber.
Thank you, Mayor. Friends and neighbors, we gather again on the finest day in Morris Plains every year. It's a day when our community of caring recalls the legions of heroes who have sacrificed their lives so that we might live freely. It is, of course, our annual Memorial Day commemoration, our special time together that is repeated and replicated in ways large and small all across our nation this weekend. It has been this way in our country for 150 years. The practice of commemorating Memorial Day itself began just after the Civil War, when it was called Decorating Day, a day on which patriotic Americans adorned with flowers and other tributes the graves of soldiers who had perished in the service of America. What an important tradition it is. We look back today in great gratitude and reverence on hundreds of thousands of heroes, some whose bravery is known to all, and some whose feats are known only to God. We remember that it was only through the precious gift of their lives that the United States of America has enjoyed the prosperity and peace that has been the hallmark of our blessed land. We do so to honor the dead, comfort their families, and maintain over the span of generations the constant vigil that is their due. But we also do it for ourselves and all future generations. President Calvin Coolidge once said, "A nation which forgets its defenders will itself be forgotten." How true that is. For if this generation, if any generation, ever fails to remember and thank the soldiers, sailors, and pilots who have provided the blanket of security under which we sleep every night, then what right will we have to ask for that blanket of protection from any defenders ever again? So today, in their honor, and for our own good, let us recall our heroes. Let's make Memorial Day a day to tell the stories that deserve to be told, that demand to be told, about great feats of bravery and sacrifice, the stories that have kept us free. One such story is about a family of boys from Waterloo, Iowa. The Sullivans were 5 brothers who were celebrities in their Middle America hometown for enlisting together in the Navy on January 3rd, 1942, to fight against the Axis powers in World War II. When they enlisted, the Sullivan boys asked to serve together on the same ship because, as one of them wrote, "We will make a team together that can't be beat." 10 months after they joined, the Sullivan brothers were serving on a light cruiser that happened to be made right here in Kearny, New Jersey, the USS Juneau in the South Pacific. The Juneau was instrumental in defending the capital ships in its company with heavy anti-aircraft fire and helped win the Battle of the Santa Cruz Islands. Then on November 12th and 13th, 1942, American and Japanese naval forces engaged in one of the most brutal naval battles in World War II, just north of Guadalcanal, and the Juneau was in the middle of the fight. In the close naval combat that marked the horrific clash, a Japanese torpedo struck the Juneau once and badly damaged the ship. Although the Juneau suffered significant casualties, all 5 of the Sullivan brothers survived the blast. As the cruiser withdrew and headed for port and badly needed repairs, another Japanese torpedo struck the ship, however. The Juneau could not sustain that hit, and in just 20 seconds, it was gone. Reports of survivors claim that 2 or 3 of the Sullivan boys survived that initial blast. The others died after being shipwrecked for many days on the water, perishing along with most of their comrades. In all, only 10 of almost 700 sailors on the USS Juneau survived. After their deaths, the Sullivan boys became even larger heroes, not just in Waterloo, but across the nation. In their honor, the Navy later commissioned not 1, but 2 destroyers, the first of which was the first U.S. naval warship ever named after a group of people. The motto of both USS the Sullivans was and is, "We stick together." I asked Mayor Drutzler recently about the origins of our town's Memorial Day Parade more than 30 years ago. He told me that for years, Morris Plains held a Memorial Day service, but that only a few dozen residents would ever attend. The town's leadership decided that that was not good enough for our war dads, that we needed to do more as a community to keep fresh the memories of our fallen warriors. And so to bring the town together, and importantly, teach our children these crucial lessons, the finest Memorial Day parade in Morris County was born, because this community of caring will not forget her defenders. And we gather here today in the hundreds, and we will march and watch in the thousands, so that the tale of brave and selfless heroes like the Sullivan Boys is kept alive for another generation. We do it for them, and we do it for ourselves. May God bless you, our hometown, and the United States of America.